Stacey Elliott here, back in my kitchen today. I'm gonna walk you guys through what I eat on a daily basis, what I'm eating today, what my day looks like planned out, which is to say I'm not much of a planner. I eat very intuitively, but I do have a few rules that I follow every single day, and I'm gonna cover all that with you guys today. So I can't wait to do this with you guys. Stay tuned. So there are really like three main rules that I follow. I'm a very intuitive eater. I don't count my macros. I don't weigh foods. I don't put them in containers. I eat pretty low carb, and I watch my sugars, and I eat, you know, pretty high fat. I think fat is very vital, and I'm going to tell you more about that. So my three rules, my top three rules in the kitchen are pretty simple. The first one being intermittent fasting. I've done a ton of videos on intermittent fasting. I will try to link them somewhere and explain more about that, but it's basically getting into that fasted state, right? So that your body can burn through your fat stores instead of constantly burning the sugar and all of the other stuff that we're putting in our bodies at all times. So it is the number one most simple way that you can burn fat. And that's really what we want, right? We want to burn the fat on our bodies. Remember that fat is really the accumulation of excess sugar and carbs that our body doesn't burn. And once it doesn't burn through that, it sits on our body in the form of fat. And actually, fat cells you can never lose, right? They can change shapes, you know, they can flatten out, which shows, you know, you getting leaner, but you can't actually lose them anymore. So that brings me to my next point. My rule number 2 is sugar is the devil. Okay. And I'm not joking with you guys about this. Like, cut the sugar out of your diet. And a lot of people get great results just going to 15 to 20 grams a day. I try to stay pretty low on that. Most of this comes from an awareness of what sugar is doing to your body. Not only is it a huge inflammatory factor, and we know that inflammation is the root cause of a lot of systemic disease, right? Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, even things like asthma. All of these things are actually due to inflammation. It's our bodies rejecting the things that we are putting in it. It's saying, whoa, 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 we don't like this, and it inflames. And so once you start to really lower your carbs, and see, that's the thing, like sugar is carbs. It's broken down into the same way in the body. Then we really start to feel better. Also, again, if you're not eating so many carbs, you don't have your carbs being stored into fat later. So, sugar is seen, you know, our waistlines are growing epidemically, and there are so many more problems today than we've ever had, and it really is due to sugar. It is the devil. Get it out of your life. Get it out of your system. A good rule to stick by, if you're going to stick by a rule, is to cut it down to at least 15, 20 grams a day. If that is not working, if you really need to fix what is going on internally, then I would say follow a more keto plan, right? Get those really, really low, get your fat really, really high. All right, guys, my third and final rule for the way I eat, the way I live my life, is that fat is your friend. You guys, I even run a group, it's called Fit with Fat, because I want to steer people away from the fat phobia, right? Like, I want to cure people of the fat phobia, because fat is super, super important for all of your bodily functions. And when we take fat away, we are essentially lessening the quality of our lives. So fat is really fundamental to life itself. I mean, we're talking about your brain is made up of a lot of fat. Your cell membranes are fat. You know, fat is used for your liver functions, your digestion. Hormones are huge, right? They help heal your hormone levels. So it is, if you cut off fat, you're truly cutting off a vital lifeline. Now, one distinction I do make in the way that I eat is that I do eat whole, clean foods. I think that to take you know, the carbs out and add the fat and then do it in a way that isn't real is just adding on to a new problem. It's adding on to that inflammatory problem, that inflammation problem. So I do try to eat very clean in my house, but I'm not perfect. If I showed you right now, like I have Cheez-Its and Goldfish and things like that because my kids still eat them, like I'm not a poster child for perfection, but what I'm doing is really working. And so I've had some success with it. And so I just want to walk you guys through kind of what my day looks like. And I hope this can help you guys too. So the first thing I have this in the morning is coffee, and coffee has been found to be very, very good for you. You know, don't go overboard with it, but it can be very, very good for your health. And different functions in your body. So that's really cool. So I have my cup of coffee. I always add a little bit of heavy whipping cream for that extra fat, that added fat. And then I always put in half a packet of cream, right? So I don't want to come out of a fasted state in the morning. But the cool thing about this cream is not only does it have the collagen peptides and the MCT oils and the C-Med DNA repair, awesome stuff. It's basically like fat burning coffee in a cup, and I don't have to do anything. I just dump it in, mix it up, and I'm good to go. And I want to just take a second here to let you guys know that MCT oil actually turns on that mechanism for your body to create its own exogenous ketones. So how cool is that to be able to put this in your coffee and your body respond by making its own ketones, right? Exogenous ketones. Pretty cool. So this is the way that I start my morning every single morning. The next thing I do, depending on my day, is I drink my ketones. So if I've already gone running at like stupid early in the morning before my coffee, then I have my coffee after I get back from running, and then my ketones. What I love is to have my ketones, or that fuel source, right? That exogenous ketone fuel source right before I go work out and before I go run or bike. I'm a triathlete, so it is freaking awesome. I always drink that. So I will have all kinds of different flavors. This morning I did Harvest Sunrise, and then I did half a packet of the caffeine free as well. And it freaking supercharged me. And I did a Peloton right after that. I think I burned like 500 calories. It was awesome. So this really gets me going in the morning. It helps me clear my mind. It helps me get focused. It gives me that awesome energy that it helps me get back into life, right? Like I was just leading such a lackluster life, and this has given me the energy to push and like get back off this dance and like get back in. And I'm not a shell of a person and a shell of a mom anymore. I cannot say enough good stuff about this. So the next thing, like I said, is my ketones. I will link you guys to the ketones that I use, a 10-day experience if you want to try them. I guide you through the whole entire process, but that is not this video, right? So ketones are next. So I actually like to fast with like a 16-8 fast structure. It is now, what does that say? 12:11. Can you even see that? I don't know, but you just have to take my word. Then it's about 12:11, and I have a call in about 4 minutes, right? So I will probably wait to eat until I get done with that call, but I will just kind of guide you through what I might eat for lunch. So what I have out is a little bit of chicken here. And I'm just defrosting it, and then I will add a veggie. And so that's how I keep things very, very simple with my day, is like, I love the KISS method, right? Like just keep it simple, stupid, right? And so I like to have, you know, a little bit of protein and then a vegetable. And with the vegetable, I will always add, you know, my ghee or my butter. And I also love to add my MCT oil. This stuff, you guys, like I could bathe in this stuff, right? So my NCT 143, this is just so good for your heart, your brain. It just really helps, you know, your body create, again, those endogenous ketones. I think I said exogenous before, but it helps you make them endogenously. That means it makes them within your body, right? So I always add this to whatever I'm cooking with. Again, if you don't have this, use butter, right? Like use something with that extra fat in it, and that can be really, really helpful. Okay guys, so this is kind of my afternoon snack, is the ketones. But I'm gonna cover a few things that if you want snacks, I'm gonna give you just some options, some things to think about if you get hungry between meals. The really cool thing about applying fat into your lifestyle is that fat is a longer burning fuel source, right? And just as well as ketones. So they're going to help regulate that leptin, the ghrelin, all of those things that help, keep your appetite under control, which is really, really cool. But if you are in a pinch, you need a snack or something like that, I will cover that. And then I will see you guys back for dinner. All right, kids are home, homework is done, they are playing, so excuse the noise if it gets loud in here. Let's talk snacks super quick because I get this question a lot. I think I've already said it, but if you are on a higher fat diet, you're gonna be hungry less. And I would also say during your meals, eat more, because we've taught ourselves to eat like every 2 to 3 hours. And that only means that your body's constantly breaking down food and it's not able to kind of do the other functions that really keep you healthy, right? So like, try to do this sparingly, but I've got a few here, and I haven't been to the store because I just got back into town. So this is just kind of what I have right now. So something like moon cheese, no added sugar, 1 carb. It's got 5 grams of fat. So like this is just pretty much cheese. Pork rinds, or as my son calls them, pork rinds. And those are very low carb, very high fat. It's better to not get the flavored ones, although sometimes we do because I am a sucker for some barbecue. So any kind of beef jerky, my son just ate this for a snack after school. Just be careful, like, to get some quality meat. These are pretty high quality sticks. You don't want nitrates, nitrites, additives, things like that. Like, again, you want to keep it pretty clean. These are pretty good. I don't have it in the label anymore because I have it in this baggie. You can do, there are now low sugar, sweetened with stevia yogurts. These are grain-free granola bars, so which is kind of nice, but it does have some maple syrup and honey. So again, that's more of a sweet treat. String cheese, if you're dairy friendly, I love doing string cheese. Any kind of nuts. These are almonds, which isn't the lowest carb nut that there is, but macadamia nuts are great. Anything like that. This I always keep on hand. This is Lily's chocolate, but it is sweetened with stevia, and so it's great. And you get two serving sizes in here, and for 1 serving size, the sugar is less than like 1 gram, and so it's pretty low in carbs. So for a sweet treat, it is a great thing to keep on hand. It keeps me very full too. Another thing I do a lot is I keep fat bombs in my fridge or my freezer, and keto, little desserts like that. I love to keep those on hand. Again, use sparingly, like don't eat them all day, obviously. Olives, pickles, I love things like that. And I think that's just some suggestions for you for snacks throughout the day. Hope that helps. All right, guys, what's up? I've changed, obviously. But I went for a run this afternoon, so it is dinner time, and my mom made us something amazing. So we are actually having steak and then zucchini and squash. So this is kind of how I eat most of the time, is a meat, which I love a fattier meat because you get some of that healthier fats in there, so you get to eat your steak and things like that. And then a vegetable. And I love adding the healthy fats on that. So cooking it in your butters or in your, we love to use the MCT oil like I showed you earlier. We love avocado oil. So just some really good ways to get some of those healthy fats back into your diet. So again, like there's different ways to eat low carb, high fat, but I believe in really good healthy fats. This is actually a salsa butter. And what is it?
Salsa verde.
This is salsa verde butter. And then this is the zucchini and squash. We just kind of baked it, and so we're ready to eat. And like I said, I like to eat a big meal so that I don't want to snack later. So guys, that's pretty much my day. Of course, what you didn't see was I did get a couple of workouts in. I think it's super, super important that you move your body every single day. I'm happy to help you guys with ideas with that. And even if you're not working out, you can still do what's called neat movement. And neat movement is, when you're standing there cooking, you can, be doing squats, right? When you're doing the dishes, you can be doing lunges while you place your dishes into the dishwasher. Like, there's just so many ways to get creative and just get moving. So that's pretty much my day, what I eat in a nutshell. And yeah, so if I do have anything later for a treat, it will be, like nuts, or I might grab a fat bomb, or sometimes I'll do, every night I do a caffeine-free ketone right before bed. It helps me sleep like a baby, and it's sweet, and so it curbs that sweet tooth for me. So that's it, guys. I think I've gone over everything. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them below, and I'll talk to you guys really soon. Bye.